Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this week's reading, I am using the Heart and Hands Tarot by Liz Blackbird. All right, so my intention with this reading, and I'm going to draw 3 cards. Each card is going to represent a segment of the upcoming week. And my intention here is just to get some ideas, some inspiration, some new ways of looking at the week ahead for us. Okay, so let's begin with the first card. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. I post these every week. So let's start with the first card. Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week, we have 8 of Wands. All right, so 8 of Wands is a card of speed and things coming together very quickly. What it makes me think of when I look at this card is what can happen when you focus and you become totally aligned. So when you're, how do I put this? When your goals and your desires are aligned with your values, they're aligned with your sort of spiritual values, your emotional values. When all of this is aligned, things can happen really quickly. And you've probably experienced the opposite of this, where like maybe your mind wants you to do something. Like you have a particular goal that is really just kind of like an ego goal. It doesn't have any real like spiritual oomph to it. There's no real emotional connection. It doesn't necessarily align with your values. It's just something that you really want. And you can try really hard to make something happen, and it just feels like your efforts are going nowhere. And it's because you're not, maybe it's because you're not fully in alignment. And so the 8 of Wands is about what happens when the stars align, when you're totally in alignment. So the question to ask here, if you have a goal or something that you're working towards, something that you're trying to make happen, is it in alignment with who you are and what is important to you and what your true desires are? Because I think we have true desires, and then there's like mind desires, which are often like the desires of the society or the culture that we live in, that we've internalized to a certain extent. But really, truly, when we get down to the bare bones of who we are and what we really want in the world, sometimes it doesn't match up with what the cultural ideals are. All right, so what does this mean for us? What does the 8 of Wands mean? I think that the beginning of the week is a time to get clear on things and to ask yourself if you're in alignment, if your goals are lined up with your values, etc., etc. Okay, let's look at, also one thing I want to say about this one is the beginning of the week is a time where it might feel like things are happening really quickly, maybe more quickly than you'd planned on. And so it's a time to sort of enjoy that and hold on to your hat and let's see where that 8 of Wands takes us. So the middle of the week, Wednesday, Thursday-ish, we have 3 of Pentacles. So this is perfect. 3 of Pentacles represents doing work that is meaningful and having kind of a vision, an idea of what it is that you're wanting to create, and just being able to focus and kind of buckle down and do that important work that has meaning for you. I often associate this card with career and, one's work in the world. Another thing this card can represent is collaborating. I mean, this particular card doesn't really illustrate that, but often the 3 of Pentacles is about collaboration and working with others, sharing ideas, putting your heads together, kind of feeding off of each other for inspiration and energy. So if you're stuck on something, if you're in a project or trying to make something happen and you're stuck, how can you bring others in? How can you connect to others? And you don't necessarily have to collaborate on a particular project with someone, But, how can you start some sort of, or instigate a mutually beneficial kind of relationship where you can bounce ideas off of each other and give each other encouragement? I feel like there's something else I want to say about this one. There's an element of planning with this card, planning things out, kind of doing like a rough draft. And it feels like that's kind of a theme for this week, is planning. Don't try to be perfect. Don't try to have all the answers in place. Just start to kind of rough things out, plan things out. And then we get to the end of the week. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And here we have a beautiful card, the Queen of Cups. Okay, so the Queen of Cups, there's something lovely about this particular card. It's like she's holding this bowl, and it's like there's aromas or something rising up, and she's just kind of inhaling it. She's taking it all in. She seems like a very sensual woman who is fully present in her body and in the present moment, and she's just really using all of her senses to interact with her world and the world around her. But what does she mean for us? The weekend is a time to slow down and to connect with your body, but also connect with your emotions. There is this relationship between our emotions and our body. Often emotions can get stuck in the body, and our emotions are always affecting how we feel on a physical level. So there's always that relationship between emotions and feelings and your physical body. And the Queen of Cups is encouraging you to slow down, pay attention, and get into your body. Instead of focusing on your feelings and paying attention to your feelings, which is normally what I would say with this card, I feel like this Queen of Cups is saying, open to the sensual side of life in a physical body. Because living in a physical body can be a very sensual experience. So use your five senses this weekend. Really engage your five senses. And you can do this as like a meditative practice. I've been doing this lately when I eat. So if I remember when I'm eating, I slow down and I just try to become as conscious as I can of the texture of the food that I'm eating, the taste, the different flavors, the smell. I was going to say the sound, but well, I guess there's crunching and the sight. Like really, like bring all of your senses into that experience of eating a meal, as opposed to mindlessly eating while you watch TV or read, which is something I do all the time as well. So I'm trying to bring more mindfulness and consciousness into my eating. And so that's kind of what the Queen of Cups in this situation, I think, is all about. She's saying, bring all of your senses on board with whatever you do. I just used eating as an example. You could do this with your sex life. You could do this in whatever work that you do. You can do this when you're just interacting with someone and having a conversation, or you can just go out in nature, go to a park or go out in your backyard, and really sense things, have that full sensory experience, because that is what life is all about. Okay, I'm just going to zoom out here and look at these three cards together. If I had to sum these cards up with like one word per card, 8 of Pentacles would be speed. 3 would be planning. Queen of Cups would be feeling or sensing. So the beginning of the week, it may feel overwhelming even, that things are falling into place much more quickly than you'd thought. Or there may be like a plethora of new opportunities and new things coming your way. But whatever it is, it feels like it's going to be happening quickly and there'll be a lot happening. So there's this element of speed at the beginning of the week, which gives way to taking a deep breath, slowing down, and planning things out, having a goal, having a vision, kind of mapping things out. And as we get to the end of the week, it's all about using the five senses, feeling, sensing, having kind of a full-bodied experience of life. All right, so please feel free to share your own ideas about these cards. If you have something you want to add, feel free to do so in the comment section. I just want to say thank you for being here and for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. And if you want to learn more about tarot cards and tarot card reading, you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I'm going to put the link in the description box below this video. I've got tons of fun tarot exercises, learning resources, tarot spreads. It's all on my site, so make sure you check it out. And I hope you have a wonderful week.